Being 7 o'clock on November 2nd, 2021. I'd like to call to order the Bellingham Board of Health meeting. I am Kelly Garland, the chair, Vincent Forty Jr., the vice chair, Bruce Wilson, our health agent, Robert Griffin III, our tobacco agent, as well as food inspector.
And Essie's on board.
Essie, our public nurse, health nurse, is zooming, as well as
Yeah,
Tina Griffith, our
okay.
minutes clerk. Okay, so first order of business is the discussion of the application, business certificate application from bus. And I think, is it Verga? Verga?
Yes,
Thanks for coming tonight.
no worries. Thanks for having me.
So I guess we just want to learn more about the Bud Bus, your business model, your plan. What's the procedure going to be?
So we're looking for a doing business as certificate for Frozen 4 Corp. Frozen 4 Corp holds the license for a courier delivery with the Cannabis Control Commission. And we have a host community agreement with the town of Bellingham for that license. And we would like to operate the delivery under Bud Bus, which will be our delivery operator business. So we need a doing business as certificate to do it. But with the courier license, we are not in Bellingham ever. The vans are kept at the dispensaries we're partnered with, and deliveries are made to towns that allow dispensaries. So the host community agreement for the town of Bellingham with the courier license is just to generate some revenue for the town, but we're never in the town per se. We're actually never in the town, not per se. It's just we're not there.
So the courier license is different than the delivery operator license?
Correct.
Can you tell me the difference again?
Courier license is basically Grubhub. You order it through a dispensary and we are the delivery company. Delivery operator is direct business to consumer. So they can order from our website and we will deliver to their home.
And the courier is?
Courier is that you go to, so we partner with a dispensary. You place an order with that dispensary and then we fulfill the order. Same as Uber Eats or Grubhub or anything. The customer doesn't interact with us. We're just the vehicle that delivers the order.
So where do you pick up your product? Does it?
For the courier license, we have a relationship with a dispensary in Salem and one in Marshfield.
So when you leave the town of Bellingham, you're going to Salem or Marshfield to pick up the product, and then you're delivering to towns that allow sales.
We're actually not leaving the town of Bellingham. The vehicles are kept in Salem and Marshfield. It's a weird kind of glitch in the state regs where nothing actually happens in the host community for the courier license, but you do have to have a host community agreement. And since we have a relationship with the town of Bellingham, we wanted Bellingham to reap the financial benefits with, I mean, there is zero impact on the town because we do not operate this license in the town other than the host community agreement.
Okay, so no product is coming from Frozen 4 in Williams Way and going to another community.
Not with this license, no.
Okay.
Any other questions? No?
Yeah, no, I just got this whole thing, so there was a couple of questions I had. Jerry's on, right? Jerry, did you have any questions while I look for my question? I think you sent over all this information and I'm just getting it and reading it, so I didn't know if you had something to comment on or question.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
I had spoken to Vinny and I was a little confused because I didn't know the Bud Bus was basically the Frozen 4. I was a little concerned because I hadn't seen anything about the hearing tonight. So once I looked at the application and it said also doing business as, I realized what I had. I already had a folder on the business. I've already sat down with Colin. We've gone through the security measures that Cannabis Control Commission kind of puts out guidelines. We discussed everything. Very comprehensive and thorough for what they're doing. I've really got no questions. There's no cash, no marijuana on premises. So basically it's kind of similar to another, I think it's Your Green package that was looking into putting a place on Farm Street. similar condition, no cash on property, no marijuana, just basically vehicles. So there isn't a lot to review. The security plans are pretty comprehensive as far as what the delivery and the vehicles and the employees get for training and safety measures and all the inspections that are involved. I got a 4-page document that I went through with Colin, and it's pretty comprehensive. It's good stuff. So I'm comfortable with the way it's set up. I've really got no issues to really complain about.
Okay. So it's basically, you just need an address for these vans in order to do business, and they're not going to be parked here. Is that basically?
Yeah, I mean, we already have an address, so we're currently delivering in Salem under Frozen 4 Corp. We would just like to use, the same brand. So we're asking for a doing business as certificate so that we can, the Cannabis Control Commission requires us to have the doing business as so that we can call it Bud Bus. That's all. I mean, we've been operating for 3 weeks in Salem with this already. This is just a doing business as certificate for the name only.
You said it will be in the town, but they're not going to be parked here.
Correct.
Yeah. Do you have any questions?
No, that covers everything I have.
No, I guess I thought they were gonna be parking.
Yeah, well, that's why we have them, so we can ask
Right,
questions.
right,
So that's good. All right, so, do you want to make a motion to sign off on their
Yeah, sure.
certificate?
I'd like to make a motion, we'll sign off on a DOL certificate for Bud Bus.
I'll second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes unanimously. Thank you
Thank
so
you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Next on our agenda is a discussion with our potential volunteer, Linda Valinsky. And we have Esther here. Do you like to go by Essie or Esther? I think Essie. So Linda, you had mentioned that you would be open to some volunteer work. I think you said 4, 5, 6 hours a week possibly. And I wanted Esther with us today to see if there was anything to help her out as far as freeing up some hours so that she's not inundated with phone calls. I think now, what are we up to? 48 positives in town? Is it 48?
So as of this morning, we're actually down to 40. And with 8 probable cases, but 40 confirmed active cases.
Now, Linda is a microbiologist, is that right?
You could unmute yourself, Linda.
She worked for the Worcester DPH.
You muted your picture. You need
That's
that,
why she doesn't
unmute the
picture.
mic. It's on the far left bottom.
Okay,
There you go.
Now we got you.
I worked for DPH years ago.
Okay.
My last position was at Spalding Rehab. I do laboratory work like hematology, chemistry, micro.
Never heard of them. Right. And you're trained in the Maven?
I took the course. There was like 2 days, 2 hours apiece, so total of 4 hours. I would need a whole bunch of refresher. I didn't know like until recently that you were interested in me. So I kind of threw away my notes that I had from a year ago. I think there's more training coming up. I just got something from the DPH going forward. And I'd have to take that course before going forward with you guys.
Yeah, it's a course and a test. Yeah.
Yeah. Esther, what type of help would be of assistance to you? Would it be phone calls or is there something else that would assist you in any way?
It would be the phone calls and the contact tracing. So there would also be some additional training that Linda would want to do just to be up to date with the current COVID guidelines. Again, just the assistance with those phone calls and the contact tracing and the education of those who test positive is really what I need some help with.
Right.
Okay, I have, other than the Maven training, as far as making phone calls, I would need some training from you guys. I have not done anything of this nature.
Yeah, so there's actually an entire tool sheet, Linda, that basically lists all of the questions that you would have to ask of those who test positive, and then that information is input into Maven. Is
Okay,
that something that you would be comfortable doing with the proper training?
with the proper training.
Yeah, so DPH actually has recently recorded the most up-to-date guidance for COVID in regards to contact tracing, et cetera. So those webinars are actually available on the DPH website. Actually, excuse me, the Maven website, but you don't need to be a Maven user in order to access it. It's off of that Maven help. So once I have contact information for you, I can email over links for you. And it's really just recordings of webinars that you could go through along. I could also send over the investigation tool, so to speak, that's used when we're doing the contact tracing phone calls.
Okay,
Well, why don't you send that over to her and maybe look at the training material first, Linda, and see if it's something you want to tackle. We'll do like a trial and see if it's something you want to pursue. You want to do it that way? know
yes,
you
I think,
want to wait. You wanted to wait until December anyway, right?
do I want to wait till December?
I think you had
Yeah.
mentioned December, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Right.
and with the Maven, it can take up to 2 weeks anyway for her to gain access to that. So if somebody wants to email me over her email address, I can go ahead and forward that information to her directly.
But we can
Why
get
don't
her
we
a
do
town
that?
email.
Let's send her the training material first, see if it's
Okay.
something that she wants to tackle first, and then if she does, then, you know. And then Linda, if you wanted to, if it worked out, you did want to at least try the calls and see if it was something that you wanted to do. You can either use your own phone, or you can come in the office and do the calls here. It's really up to you.
yeah. I prefer not using my own phone. I don't want my phone number going out to
Yeah,
some,
you have.
to other people.
That's here that if she needed to, right? So you're more than welcome to come in and do your hours in here.
Okay,
So we'll try it out and see if it's something that works for both Esther and you, and see if it's something that you're interested in. How's that?
And Linda, it may be sporadic because it really does depend on how many cases we get in regards to how much assistance I'll need. So there may be some weeks where I'm completely inundated with new cases and really need the help. And then there may be other weeks where we only get 1 or 2 cases and I have no need for assistance. So I just wanted to make you aware of that as well. As you know, the COVID situation is a very fluid situation.
right. How are you doing with it now?
I'm busy. I do have a full-time job as well. So yeah, I'm busy. I'm putting in, you know, anywhere from 3 to 4 or 5 hours a day with phone calls.
Okay,
Thank you. So as Esther will send you over some of those links for training. And then any questions, feel free to give her a call, or Bruce a call, or any of us. We'll send all the emails.
Do we have Linda's email?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah, we got it.
Good.
You have any
Right.
other questions for us, Linda?
no, not,
Okay.
not at the moment.
Okay. Well, thanks for popping on. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thanks, Esther.
Yep, bye.
Guys, have a good one.
All right. Okay.
2 sets of minutes, so 1 set.
I think it's just that one side.
This one says 18, 2018. That's it.
You printed it funny too. Nothing's printed in landscape.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you print it that way?
We get the came out of the printer fund.
Okay.
All right, so minutes, next on the agenda is the minutes. Put that shot here.
2 sets of minutes. This is all.
So there was one set I seen. it.
October 19th is the last one, so.
Maybe March 21st.
Under the original.
There was an old set of minutes that was in and it had some of the marijuana
That's why
Oh.
Oh,
okay, got
that's
it,
right,
got it.
yeah. We're
we got
putting a
that
bunch
from
of
across the
stuff
hall.
for us. Okay.
Got it.
Is
You ready
Tricia
to
on
some
here?
news?
No, it's still early. Well, we're like going right through to maybe over by the time she comes on. This is great.
I had gone over to the clerk's office and had Anna print anything and everything that had to do with
Ann?
Marijuana.
Anna.
Oh, Anna. I'm like, Ann's back?
No.
Okay.
Anna
Okay.
had her print anything that had to do with the
All
marijuana
right.
minutes and bylaws.
I'm so glad about that Ruth Ellen one. I'm so
Oh,
happy
yeah.
that that
That
all
was,
went
that
down.
actually went pretty smooth.
It did. They were
considering.
very cooperative, which is great. I mean, I don't think that they were warned beforehand. I just don't.
No, I
because they
think it
would've-
just
they
got out of
would've-
hand,
Yeah,
you know. You know, unless your neighbor says something to you.
yeah. And how are you supposed to know there's a problem? if you're not
Correct,
telling you?
correct. I mean, it did go on for a while, but obviously you need to say something. first.
It worked out.
It did work out pretty good.
Cause she took the chicken coop and turned it 90 degrees and
Perfect.
measured it out and
Great. Yeah.
It survived the mold and all that.
yeah, she had some help.
Okay, good.
She even got a newer composting bucket at my, just, you know, at my request, which was,
Composting? Yeah.
so it's, you know, it's in covered, so that should help with the flies.
Well, just getting rid of half of those animals is gonna help.
Yeah,
well,
tremendous.
The big one was the piggies with the swine.
Now the
Well,
full trucks.
well.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes for October 19th, 2021 as written.
All right, I'll second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. All right, next thing is updates on COVID policies and procedures. You have any updates?
Yeah,
besides-
I mean, it was great to hear. I mean, the last report that Esther had given, we had 49 cases.
Right.
No,
And
it's 40.
we're down to 40 as of today, so it dropped 9 cases in a couple of days there, which is good.
No deaths though.
They had 17 total deaths in town.
Oh, 17, so there's one new
There
one.
was a new
No,
one,
it was a
16.
while back.
it was like a few weeks back, but still,
Oh,
so, you know, whole and steady. So let's see,
not good.
in Massachusetts,
Yeah.
there are 1,066 new cases with 198 probable. That brings the total case count to 798,691. There were 18,491 tested in Bellingham with a 96% recovered of. Massachusetts is at 1.73 positivity rate, which is still declining, you know, slightly. It was like 1.9 last time we got a report. There are 522 people in the hospital, 100 in ICU units with 70 people intubated. 25 new deaths as of yesterday, with a total death count of 18,633. Still,
They don't like to tell you like age ranges.
the average person that's dying is 72.
Even still now.
Still-
Yeah.
still
the older
was like,
people,
oh,
yeah.
So it's, you know, the people that are somewhat compromised.
Yeah. And there's no
Right.
updates still on the kids in school and
Um,
vaccinations.
They're still in meeting, according to what I found on the CDC and mass.gov. They're still discussing it today, tomorrow, and hopefully we'll get some guidelines as to, you know, when we can vaccinate.
That'll be 5 through 11.
5 to 11, yep.
Yeah, 5 to 11.
I know Pfizer's approved, Moderna is.
Not yet.
Close.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's close.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
J
then,
and J, is that still a one-shot deal?
yeah, but they're doing a booster as well.
I would take
Some issues with the
that.
endocarditis with the J&J and the Pfizer. They've had problems.
Mostly,
some younger people. and
yeah, mostly older males.
Okay.
So I've been working with Peter and Esther as to how to get them in the arms of the younger. And we had quite a few in opposition when we did the clinic at the school. So if we do something, it would be after hours at the school or
Here,
in a location,
Like a food
or maybe just, turn around and have them go to the clinic with their parent. Or their
yeah, or go to
parent.
their primary doctor, you know.
From-
I know I wouldn't want to be putting a shot in a 6-year-old arm without his mother there.
That's true.
It'd take a total brave one and a lot of lollipops.
I don't think the lollipop's gonna do it.
Oh, they were pretty good.
Maybe a new one.
I handed out quite a few.
Maybe, probably not high school.
When I was over at the high school in Uxbridge, I got the exit interview and handed out quite a few lollipops. I mean, hundreds of them. We had done 20, I think it was 28,000 vaccines by the time we ended up closing down the clinic.
Relations. All right, so I can get rid of all this. These aren't done. All right, next is the unattended donation bid reg and application.
All right, I had taken, based on the last
Yeah.
meeting and modified it slightly. There may be a couple things that you still might want to discuss or
Yeah,
or
I
try
made
to,
some notes on mine. Did you make notes?
Yeah, I
In your head?
highlighted.
In your head.
No,
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 yeah, no, good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
uh,
All right. What do you, anything on the first page?
no.
How about the second?
Second was,
And I've done half the town as far as inventory of these things go. I got
okay,
them all.
donation boxes shall not be located on an unattended premise or property, so. We have a couple right now that are vacant.
part-time, like the Rosewood restaurant. There's one.
Yeah, and then the parking lot down across from Stop and Shop.
It's a small pie shape.
Yeah.
with nothing
Oh,
on
It used
it.
to be a deal, it used to
Yeah,
be a
Freddie
deal.
DeFrado
It
used
has
to own
no
it, yeah.
business on it, it has nothing, it's just
It's
a
gotta be in
fenced
a-
in pie area with 2 donation bins on it, there's nobody there.
It's fenced in.
It's, well, it's a pie like this, and then the main road, Pulaski's right
Right,
there,
right.
so it goes like that, and then Pulaski.
I pretty much scour the town from one end to the other. I haven't seen any trouble there. I have seen trouble elsewhere in a couple locations.
I agree, we're just
Yeah.
worried about the fact that,
You do it for one, what about another one that's on a high traffic area?
right, the one that we have problems with, but still unattended. That's the issue. So how are we gonna approach that? And are we not gonna allow them if they're not attended?
Well,
And then
one of them says right here, a donation box shall not be located on an otherwise vacant piece of property.
Correct,
So
so,
those 2 would have to be gone, it's already.
I mean, if the owners were aware of it, they'd have to come by and police it.
correct,
Then we have to take this out.
Or add something to
add
it.
something to it, yeah,
Take it
maybe.
out. I would take that out. Then it says a donation box shall be removed from the property if the primary use of the property becomes vacant or if the property becomes an unattended premises. Unattended premises, it means it's vacant, it's not being used for anything except the beds. Same thing.
Well, I don't know if I remove it, I think I modify it, like Bruce said.
Well, you're making allowances for one.
No, no,
if
you
Another
make-
one comes up.
Well, you won't make allowances if you say that someone has to attend to this, if there's an issue.
They need to visit the property daily or every
Yeah.
other day or
So we're not having to visit the
It's
property.
an impossibility.
Well, I mean, you're putting the burden on them instead of
Uh-huh.
putting it on us.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if we notice junk there, we can't get to the owner because there's nobody in the store or nobody around, then they get a letter and they either correct it in 24 to 48, which means
So we're
48.
gonna take out 5.2.1. Correct?
No, donation box shall not be permitted in,
Not exist as the primary use for a property or premise.
if it's a vacant lot, that's the primary use. She's
Exactly.
correct, yeah.
so 5.2.1.
Says primary use.
Yeah.
Donation boxes shall not exist as the primary use for the property or premises.
So we take
But
it
that
out.
would be for that one, that vacant.
That I
lot.
know about.
Right,
Right.
because the Rosewood, it's still not the primary, he's
It's
just
seasonal
seasonal,
use
right?
and there's nobody there.
Correct, so. Now, if he fences it off so they can't use it, that's fine, right?
What?
If he fences it off so they can't get to it, then it's seasonal use of the box.
No one's gonna walk over and just throw stuff in it, you don't think?
No.
I mean, he's a Franklin, the owner's a Franklin resident. I think if we were to condition that he does you know,
It's a lot
at
of
least a daily
conditions.
drive-by or something.
Yeah.
A donation box shall not be located on an otherwise vacant piece of property. It's the same thing as the first one.
Well, sole use, primary use is probably the same thing, right?
That's what I just said, I think, didn't I?
Okay.
I didn't get a chance to check if that. little-
Well, why don't we
that
do,
little triangle piece of land was.
Why don't you just put primary / sole and remove one of them? That way there, you know.
Why not remove both of them? Because you're saying it should be okay as long as somebody's checking on
Yeah, okay.
it.
Yeah, if you put it up in 5.1, that if it's unattended premise,
Must be checked daily or,
a donation box will not be located on an unattended premise or property unless a daily site inspection by the owner.
okay. And then we can
It's
take out
never gonna
the,
happen now. It's so unrealistic.
well,
You got a vacant property, they're not gonna check a vacant property.
right, but then if there's trash there, they get a violation. You don't think it's gonna,
I just think it's unrealistic. You know, I'm trying to, you know,
well, I'd
I
say,
mean, either that, take it out.
so that's what I mean, but if we just take that out.
Take out
altogether,
5.1.2
1 and 2.
and then take out 5.2 altogether. Or, yeah,
Shall be within property line.
no, you can't take out 5.2 because.
Well, we want the maximum 6 bin per establishment. We want the
Right.
lot size and we
Right.
we have to determine still. I haven't finished my inventory yet on what the max permits will be. So we still want those, the last, like 3,
so the
4,
last,
5.
the last three,
Yeah,
so take,
but take out the first thing.
yeah,
Just-
5.2.1,
it's just my suggestion.
2.2,
I mean,
2.3.
What do you mean now? The first, taking these two plus these three,
Yeah, these 3. In other words.
but
the
leave
thing-
that and then that, okay. thank you.
Just taking out the vacant piece.
So the only thing you want to leave would be, under 5.1 is the donation box shall not be permitted within any residential zoning
Yes,
district. And then take out 5.1.2, and then the
Wait,
next.
Mr.
the
No,
next
Chairman.
three.
no, I thought we were gonna say that someone was going to attend to that. Frequency,
Restriction of unattended, well, that goes down to underneath, this is, and I think this is redundancy here. A donation box shall not be located on an unattended premises of property. But it's gonna be unattended for 6 months, or 5 months, whatever it is that they're shut down.
So how long they're closed? Take
Through
right now.
March or
yeah.
April. So I'm gonna
I mean,
close-
Robert probably knows best of all of us.
It's somewhere between the 4 to 5 month range.
Yeah.
so what do you do with that stuff, stuff occurring?
That's what I'm just saying, that
No, if you
We-
take
we
it
have-
out,
we
what do you
have-
do? You're just gonna let it sit there for 6 months.
Is it possible to leave, I mean, obviously not a board member, but is it possible to leave it in there? And in the event that it is a vacant lot, that they have to submit a plan as to how often they are going to check it in order to obtain their permit?
As part of the permit,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
taking out the
It might-
the first 3.
okay. Yeah, you probably can put language in the permit.
Just so, since they
Is there
have to
anything
apply
on
for.
the-
the
I did
permit.
include in your packet a sample permit.
Yeah, there is a permit, so we have to, where would we add that now?
Yeah, I just got to get a look at it.
We have to add another line here, Bruce, like it says, an agreement between the control of the property owner, place in the box, plot plan. We'll have to stick it in there between the agreement and the plot plan,
What are you gonna stick in there?
where the,
But
It
you gotta
can't
put a
be a-
statement that it's policed on a regular basis.
right, yeah, so. Even if you think it's not gonna happen, if you don't have it, then no one has to do anything. You can't, they're not in violation. So I think
Maybe that's
I can agree
not allowed.
taking these three out. I think we need to say that,
Either we take it out completely or we keep it in.
well, no, I'm saying these three can come out. The upper two,
But the 5.1.2 is.
Oh, okay.
the tree.
so 5.12 to 5.2.2, we take out, 5.11 stays. Well, I guess that's,
Yes, it is. They can't do
yeah,
that.
but then you're back to, it's
I
a
know,
vacant
either you
lot.
leave it on or you take it off.
I'd say we put
Well,
the
then
onus on it.
those vacant lots, they can't have bins. All right.
That's it. No, I mean, either that or we make it an agreement, they're gonna sign something saying they're gonna attend to it. Like the guy that has Rosewood. You know, if he's willing to do that, I have no problem with it. The other way, you're gonna tell him he's gotta remove it.
But then
For
we
6
gotta take
months
it out because it
and
says
bring it
here. A donation box shall not be located on otherwise vacant piece of property and shall be removed if the property becomes an unattended premises. No one's going to be working there.
I do have to say that Rosewood does rent their space a large chunk of the time, because even through the fall and winter months when they're shut down,
They have the,
they have another.
They have
business that
the,
comes in to occupy.
the
pizza
mobile
place
pizza
company.
and the
Yeah.
main lobster
Business
guy.
there for pizza?
Yeah,
They do. So
within
that's
the-
open
within
for
the-
pizza.
Yeah, they bring in, I've seen other businesses there.
But
I
are they
know,
responsible for that bin? They're just renting the place.
They're
They
just
don't
renting
own
this
it.
premises, yeah.
but they're still, it's no
They're
longer the
attending it.
primary purpose, because now there's another business occupying it.
Yeah, see, so they are attended. if
Yeah,
someone
but
else
they're
is-
not the ones that hired that bin to be there. We're gonna find them.
No. But they could count as an attendant, they
Yeah,
could
but
call. the
your
owner.
argument is somebody should be there to look at it, and if it,
Who's
if somebody goes in there, they're like, well, you have to pick, before you leave, you have to pick it up to your shift, you have to pick that up. That's what you're saying.
Correct,
These people are only there to rent the space for pizza. They don't own it.
correct,
They
but
don't
they
pay
could
it.
call the owner.
That's not their responsibility. That's where I think you're gonna, if that, you can see how this can be a little,
the bin that's there, is that Planet Aid?
Yeah, it's when they, yeah.
I wonder how much, it might be a phone call just to see if it's worth them having it.
They
'Cause
might
I've
be
seen a
able-
bunch of
they
junk
might
there.
be
I have
able to
seen-
relocate
Yeah, I
it.
have seen some, too, but not a lot, not as much as other places.
Well, the one up there, Larry, is because there's 6 of them,
Yeah, okay,
right? There's 6 of them. there.
correct, correct.
So,
High visibility, so.
yeah,
I do see that they put a sign out there for the
yeah.
no dumping thing.
Yeah, but guess what? They put
They
it on the other side. of it,
They
so there's no
moved them
sense.
today. They took
Yesterday,
all the
I was
bins
there
and put them out
yesterday.
next to the sidewalk.
For a reason of cutting all the trees. No, that's what it was.
You think they're gonna put them back?
I think so. I put it this way here, if you go in the parking lot like I did, you can't see now unless you get way out. So you can see, but you gotta block the sidewalk to see if traffic's coming. Because if you stay back,
Oh, it's
the
an
bin blocks your
obstacle.
view. It is, yeah.
Oh.
So before I called Jerry on that, I was gonna say, like.
Tim was
let's
gonna
see.
try to zoom in. I don't think the building inspector is happy with their new location and may intervene.
Okay,
Oh, God, yeah.
well, no,
It
I
might
don't,
be. I didn't
you
even
think it's a
think
new
about
location, I think it was a temporary
obstacle.
move,
I didn't even think about
It's possible it's only temporary.
just for the trees.
They may have cut the
They
trees
were
and
cutting
clean.
today like crazy after
Why
night.
are they cutting all the trees down there?
Oh, I
It was
think-
overgrown.
Yeah, yeah,
At least they picked up all the trash in the woods there.
they did. They did.
I
See,
do
they're
have
getting
to,
rid
I
of
do
our
have to say though, that when you reach out to Planet Aid, that they're very responsive. I mean, since I've gotten the dispatches number.
They just do that though. They don't do all of them in town, just the ones you.
Just the
complain
ones you
about.
complain
Well,
about.
yeah, but that's, I mean,
You see vets today?
yes, I did.
It's a mess.
The school had one of those things, you put your kids in, they rock around. There were a couple of those laying on the,
And it wasn't just vets either. It was also, what was the other one?
Save More has a problem.
Yep, Save More had a problem.
Yeah.
The Vets Liquor, what's the next box up? The Breakfast Nook.
Breakfast
Yeah,
Nook,
yeah.
yeah, they had stuff out, yeah.
Yeah.
St. Brendan's Church today, bunch of stuff out there,
Yeah.
and you don't notice it because you don't drive by it, but if you look, there, it's all out there.
yeah.
You gotta find the church, I'll let you do that, I'm not gonna do that in the church. I'm telling you.
You'll get struck by lightning.
And I told you the recycle center, it's full over there too, how do they get in if it's locked?
Yeah,
They have bins have to be looked. Is that a,
It's
who's
locked,
the,
it's all in
is
there.
that
it's not planned. either.
Planet Aid? That's a
Yeah,
different,
Planet Aid.
is it?
Yeah, it's true, I was there over the weekend,
Okay,
dropped off computer towers because the school wasn't taking them anymore.
okay.
Their green recycle bin.
Oh, yeah. yeah.
halfway through. Oh, no, we're not taking them. I'm like, you should probably post that because I got all these 6 of them.
Oh, they ran out of time?
No, they were full.
They were full.
Half, not even halfway through. It's like, oh my gosh.
Oh, that's not right.
And logged all
I
this
think it was a
down, even
big
though-
weekend for people
So I
throwing
went to
away
the
their
site.
summer clothes and getting out the winter clothes and,
Mm.
I mean, all the bins that I went by were full and there was bags out on the ground because the bins were full.
But again, people aren't reading it. They're
Right.
not dump outside of
Right,
them.
it's
It
considered
doesn't
litter.
fit. Yeah, I know. Well, anyway, all right, so what are we doing?
Well, leave it in.
Where are we now?
5.2.
We'll leave it in, make a phone call, maybe to
Yeah.
Rosewood and tell them
Yeah,
there's
we'll
any
see what-
lead
yeah.
coming in. See
I,
what they-
I,
let's
I
see what
know
they
the,
say.
I know the owner and he's pretty
And
responsive.
maybe he doesn't make enough to make it worth it,
Maybe.
because after we do this new permit. it may
So
not
we're
be
gonna
worth it.
leave the 5.1.
Leave it all in,
Leave them in, okay.
and that just means that lot across. from
And then what
Stop
we'll
and
do
Shop
is
is
we'll
gonna
add
have
a-
more.
Add some
That
sort of
should
a
be
statement that it needs to be visited at what frequency.
We don't have to do that anymore for leaving it in, right?
No, but you want them to police it, how frequently? I'll add that in.
Well, any establishment has.
Daily?
Daily. Daily.
Daily,
I mean,
daily.
That's why it should be manned. I mean, if we're only giving them 24 hours, they gotta be there.
It's gotta be there.
That's what you said, right?
Right, yeah.
24 to 48, so,
And if not, the one that's across from Stop and Shop, they can just remove it.
yeah, there's 2 there, and that one's not a white.
One's
one.
green though, right?
No, they're both white.
Both white,
Blue and-
okay.
Does it say Vincent de Paul?
I
Same
don't know.
thing, Vincent Paul.
I have
Yeah.
to go back and look at the notes. I'm only halfway through.
It wasn't
Those are
plan A,
also the
though.
ones
Same
that are
thing,
at
Vincent
Dunkin'
Paul.
Donuts on South Bay. They're marked one.
Yeah, I got those.
They might be
There are a
responsive.
bunch. You'd be surprised, once you'll be surprised, it's more than I did last time. The inventory I did last time, there's so much.
Yeah, I
more.
know. And there's another one, Toyota 140,
They're
that
all-
happened,
yeah.
just popped up right near the attention.
And still no luck with that book one over at Pinecrest, right?
Right.
No, we're gonna have to,
Perimeter.
we're gonna have to torch it.
Well, no, what we can do
Book
is,
burning.
Cut it up and
There's a
dispose
lot
of
of
it.
books.
well, no,
in
I'm
there.
saying if you cut the lot, take all the paper out, recycle that, at the recycle center.
Can we take it over to Walpole and scrap it?
Well, you can have one of the scrap guys.
Why not give it to the book donation one that Vets has up front of theirs?
Yeah, repaint it.
Yeah, but
We have a metal guy come pick up that bin
That's what I was thinking.
and then
scrap
take
it.
the books and call the donation company that's over by Vet. We shouldn't have to be doing this, by the way.
no, I know,
Anyway,
but I mean,
I'm just trying to.
maybe if you make a deal with the metal guy, hey, can you get the books down to recycling center? Recycle the cardboard or paper.
We'll see. Okay.
You can have the bin.
Now, the maximum number of permits, that's to be determined, I guess,
Yeah.
still? I mean, I
Yeah.
don't have a number. I
Yeah,
don't
like I
even
said,
that's
know.
why I
how are we
put-
gonna do that? We have to do that before January 1st.
Yeah,
Okay,
I just,
so we're gonna have to go around, count them all.
what do you think I'm doing now?
No, I'm saying.
I don't
but
even
you
know if
said
I'm
they're
gonna get them
popping
all.
up. They keep
I could
popping
miss
up.
them.
Right. You almost gotta drive around every building.
That's what, what do you think I've been doing?
Because I didn't.
I don't have my helicopter handy.
No,
I
no,
can't
no.
just spot them from the
I
sky.
know mine, you know.
You wanna borrow my drone?
Yeah, well, that's still, it's not, it's a lot of gas. Gas is kind of high.
Yeah, I know, it is. 322.
You see the one up north on 345,
Yeah, I know.
345.
Well.
Need to get an electric car.
My God. All right, so you have anything on the third page?
Third page, oh yeah, well, okay, depositing outside, we said up to 500, I'm okay with that. The owner of the piece of land shall be responsible in maintaining, this is good, a piece of land in a clean sanitary manner. Responsibility to correct any litter, refuse, or detrimental condition created by a donation bin attributable to the donation bin in the town of Bellingham shall fall on the property owner. I think that should be bold.
Where are you?
I'm at
7.2.
7.2,
7.2, okay.
and I guess,
You want me to bold the text?
Shall
Just-
fall on the owner of the
yeah,
property.
and then
on which
I guess
deposit is
should-
located.
that's just maintenance, so should there be a time in there or wait until later for the time limit? You know, could add in there daily. You know, if you're not looking at it, it's litter. If you're not, you know, and it's not clean and sanitary in some cases, yeah. I don't know.
It has to be pretty noticeable though, right? You're not talking like,
No, I mean, the only time I've gone that was like unsanitary is when you go over there and it's been soaked by rain. And sometimes
I don't want to go too crazy.
stuff is running out of it. And I'm going, like, really? You know, people do
Let's leave
put
it.
dumb things in there.
If we need to
Okay, we'll leave it that way. Okay, fine. I'm good with that.
All
then.
right.
No poll, just no.
Yeah, you can bold it,
Okay.
if this is, if someone sees the.
I think throughout the whole thing, it says it's a responsibility of the owner anyway, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Throughout
pretty
the
much,
whole-
yeah.
Yeah, it does say, okay, that's fine. Okay.
Mhm.
And then I like donation box, you have 30 days after adoption of this thing to obtain a permit for the box.
Which number is it?
8.14.11. So I think that's a good idea, 30 days. I don't know if we originally had 30, I think that's what we decided on was 30 days for that. That's good.
All right,
8.14,
conditions of permit,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, so.
Existing location.
Because there's a lot, most of the boxes, when we get these things done,
Yep. yep.
most of them will be
Okay.
existing.
Yeah.
So, okay, so
How are people even gonna know you need a permit before they get a bid?
we're gonna have to,
You have to
How
fill
are
mail.
people, I know you have to do to every.
we're gonna have to probably do like.
Every business license out there. is.
Yeah, yeah, I guess
But
so.
how would you even know?
Correct.
How would you know?
Yeah, that's true. That'd be a good idea. Send it out to business licensing. Right, and then renewal.
Yeah.
January.
We don't get business
No,
renewals.
no.
Actually, we're gonna be,
Business renewals,
oh,
We never did it before. I've got one. I never get a renewal.
yeah, that's
notice,
true. I
ever.
mean, the only ones would get would be the food establishment nails.
For food, for the
for-
annual
Yeah,
permit.
you're right.
Could the
Thank
clerk's
you.
office send it?
Hmm?
Could the clerk's office send it?
Maybe.
See it, right. Okay, so how are we gonna do this? We have to do a public service announcement, I don't know, post it. The Gazette, the call. Do a Facebook thing. Do on this canvas.
Maybe we can ask Larry if we can get a mailing label.
A postcard
all
mail.
of
That's
it,
good.
and,
Yeah,
Yeah, do a
yeah.
postcard or
Yeah,
something.
do it too, yeah. So we'll have to contact Larry for that. That's a
Take
good point.
pictures of clean bins somewhere,
Right.
all nice and
Yeah, yeah.
clean.
Ju-
Put no crap all over it, and then put that postcard, Bellingham's new.
You know what, though? I want
Nation
the,
big
I want
regulation.
the sign with the
Yeah,
bin.
we'll take a nice picture of it,
Yeah.
right?
yeah, yeah.
Make that the postcard, and then Bellingham's new donation big regulation. And then send a postcard out to all, I mean, it has to be, how are we
Has
supposed
to
to
be
know
every
which one?
business,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right, right.
Could be expensive. A
Well,
postcard is too. It's
Yeah.
not cheap.
It's not
I
like,
do, I
it's
do
not 50
mailings all
cents,
the
is it?
Yeah, unless, do we have a postage?
What is it,
permit?
like
Oh, we,
$2 to $3
Do
per
we have a permit,
mail?
we do a
a
permit.
postage permit?
I'll have to check.
I think we do.
It's 34 cents still each postcard.
Oh.
What's that?
And
And how
then
many?
54 or 53, whatever.
It's 58. It's 58 now. All right.
Yeah, if you do a postcard, it's just the. a
If you
single
have the
stamp.
permit, yeah, there is a postage one too, but if you have a permit, it's actually cheaper than a
Cheaper,
postcard.
But don't you have to get a
Yes,
permit? then you
Oh, I
have
know
to
what you're
have
talking
a-
about
It's a
now. Yeah,
postage permit,
yeah.
Okay, but you have
The
to
postal-
have a lot of mailings to get one.
yeah.
They just won't give it to anybody, right?
Well, you have to do you have to do a filing application, and then you have to, I think it's like $600, a year. And then you have to do at least 200 mailings each mailing, and then it's 34 cents per postcard. And then that's up.
Okay, so it's not really that much cheaper.
Maybe he's got emails for all these people. But
Yeah,
again,
that
they
would
go
be
into
good.
spam.
Well, that's the one thing with the permit,
Okay.
is
They don't
that
read it.
there should be an email and an emergency contact number
Correct,
on
yeah.
all the permits
Yeah.
now.
Are they on here?
But I believe, is that part of the application?
It should
Well, I had
be.
a question on the application. The
No,
first thing that I
it's the
had-
first draft. I
I know, but I
try
had
to
a
throw it together
question.
as quickly as possible.
So if you have 6 bins, do you need 6 eggs?
That's my question to you.
I would say
Well,
so.
we said that before, we're gonna do a fee for each bin.
Yeah, 6 of them.
So,
Do you need
Yeah.
6 applications or an application and pay
Oh.
for 6?
Yeah, an application 1, pay for 6, that's fine. Right? Because
so we
you
have to
want
put
6 pieces
that,
of
we
paper.
have to do.
So we gotta add a line for number of bids.
Correct.
Okay,
Number of bids, yeah.
And then put the charge per fee,
Right,
and then.
make them
it'll-
realize it's not just
Yes,
one permit,
Right,
one
so it
fee,
should be
It's-
whatever, how many bins you have,
times the
times the fee
fee.
equals, and
Yeah.
then have them fill in, have them
Correct.
fill in how much it's gonna be.
Well. I mean,
Well, it has to be, it's an application, so if they put in
Correct.
6, and then we put the fee of
Correct.
a
we
hundred
we
bucks or
doing 50
whatever.
per bid?
I forget, it's in here.
I thought it was
I thought it was 50.
No, I thought it was 100.
Well, it's fine, it's in here somewhere.
Well, I think it was 100. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
pretty sure we said 50, but it could be wrong.
No, I think because the other town was 50. We said 100. Let me just go check. That's something that's missing now, I guess.
Let's see.
Yeah, I think it's in the old one. With Southbridge,
Is it on the application? Did we save it to put on
it
there?
isn't, but I'm gonna tell you right now, it's,
We have
we put it in there somewhere.
permitting. Okay. Permitting is section 8.
You should put the number down.
Not that we just put a fee as determined by the Board of Health. So I can put it here, or we could show it on the
We didn't discuss fees
application,
last
and the
time.
application. would
Right,
be
but
variable.
Southbridge was 50,
50.
yeah. I thought we said we are gonna do 100. You wanna do 75, we'll split the difference. Put it this way, yeah, if you did 100, it's only they get $750 per year per bin.
I can do that.
100 for the first one and so much per bin after.
Yeah. So,
We didn't discuss fees last
well, no,
time,
that's encouragement to get more bins. It's cheaper. I think we put it to be determined.
Yeah, it's in section 8, we had to be determined by the board.
Yeah.
And then on the application, that's where we probably want to identify better.
But
What the
Southbridge
fee's
is
gonna
gonna
be.
50. I have it here,
Yeah.
like.
If I can just chime in for 1 second, the town of Southbridge, when we discussed it at the last meeting, they do have a fee. It's right on the top of the application. It's $100 for the donation bins in Southbridge.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tina. We're doing.
We
100.
did not vote on it at the last meeting. We just discussed it.
Okay.
Right. They didn't specify as to $100 per bin or anything like that. It was just a $100 application.
It just says proposed location of donation box, fee of $100 replacement of donation box.
Okay,
So it sounds like it's one bit,
It's one.
yeah, Mike, I don't think they
Yeah.
have multiple bins like we have.
Well, they may, but
but they would still have to have, if they have two
you
bins.
wouldn't, it would be encouraging if it was 100 for one or 100 for 6. People would be getting 6. Then
You gotta have the space for it.
sidewalk.
You can't put them on the sidewalk if you read the.
I know.
Yeah, he's joking. All right, so we have to have a line with how many bins they're gonna have. And then we also have to put in there who the donation bank is,
Yeah, we
you
got
know,
no.
with their name and their phone number.
But that's on the requirements.
Yeah, but I'm saying it should be in the application because they're gonna get the application.
Is that
We're
what
not
we
gonna
call
know
the
who it is.
controller?
Yeah, because
Well, if there's 6, we're gonna have more lines for each one. See what I mean?
yes, yeah, but there wouldn't be 6 different ones. Well,
How do
it
you
could
know
be.
that?
It could be, okay.
Yeah.
Could be
I've got-
6 different companies.
Yeah,
I mean,
I've
it's a
got St. Brendan's got
possibility,
3.
At that
different
point,
ones.
they might have to just have a different
Yeah,
application.
but you would have for each bin
See
Control
what
company.
see what
an
I mean? Now you're
application.
gonna have multiple pages every anyway.
Yeah, you're gonna have to, because if not, you're gonna have to, attach another sheet.
Breakfast Nook has got 3 different ones.
Yeah.
You got a
Yeah,
yellow,
it's got 2 different
white one and a green.
And a
one.
green one, yeah.
There's 3.
In that case, you gotta have one application. per
What's the
bin
white
company.
one? The white,
Save it as
St. Vincent,
And what do they
green is
collect?
the book and
Clothes and
book and
shoes.
clothes.
Yeah,
book and close.
a lot. I know.
just
I wonder
maybe.
if it's worth it. I mean, if they do it, if they have 3 bins and it's $300, is it even worth it?
All I can say is the vehicles that Planet 8 sends out,
Worth the toss.
it must be doing very well because they're on, the big Mercedes.
Vans.
The vans, yeah. I get that, I agree.
Yeah, but they make the money, but I'm saying the property owners, how much do they really make? on it?
$750.
How do you know that?
That's what I was told
Yeah,
by the
from,
guy that,
oh, you got here's,
well, yeah, we got it from that guy.
I
that-
think it depends on how much stuff you get. It's not just, if I got a shirt and this one's got a whole bin of stuff, it depends on, I think, weight. I could be wrong.
No, I don't think so. I think it's a fee.
Got
Remember,
their
it's
stuff
only
right here.
750 a year, 12 months, it's what,
Watch it.
$60?
It might be on a percentage. Or
Right.
It
per
makes sense
diem.
that it would be by weight, but what do I know?
Call Planet 8 and find out.
Yeah, reach out to them.
And hopefully you,
I mean, it shouldn't change our thinking.
Yeah,
Put it this way here, if you're not getting anything in your bin, why would you keep it there?
why not?
With this new application, you'll be
Well, I
incented
think
to
that's what I
clean.
just said. Is it gonna be worth?
You know, it's called like spring cleaning.
Because they don't want to pay for the permit, and if they're not making any money on the thing, it's like.
Yeah.
they're not gonna be doing anything.
That's fine.
You know?
That'll reduce the number of bins. Very nice.
They're doing very well because those bins are full.
Yeah.
Every time I've
No,
gone by,
yeah, for sure.
I mean, I don't
Especially batteries,
just drive by, I
Yeah.
shake and kick and open the door and look in. I'm thorough.
Not.
What else do we have to put on this? So we're gonna do one bin per sheet then.
One bin per sheet company, 1 sheet per bin company.
One sheet per bin company, and then we'll do a line item,
Number of bins.
bins.
If you have 6
And then-
plan aid, 6 times.
So we'll have to do.
So
the sheet
are we
of-
doing $100 for the first bin and then?
Nope, $100.
$100 per
$100
bin, okay.
Yeah.
All right,
So what else do we have to put on this, Benny? We got the donation company,
We did say something about,
we got the owner's name.
should there something be in there,
An agreement
attendant on
between the
that,
controller
tell them
company
that you need to be in
acknowledging-
attendance.
I-
Application.
if it's in here,
They'll get that and they'll get this copy.
We need something saying that they received the regulation and both the controller and the property owner have received.
all right, so
It has to be
we'll
signed.
put a signature block. Mark on the sheet, I don't have one, so mark that and I'll grab your notes. Signature block for owner and
Control.
container company.
Acknowledgement.
That way they won't be able to say,
Receipt
I didn't get it.
and
The law doesn't apply to me.
review.
Am I still gonna get that all fit on one sheet?
I think so.
Okay,
Well, if, as long as if you have 3 bins, you'll have to do 3 sheets separate. But if you don't, you'll never have room on 1 sheet.
well, if it's one sheet per bin company,
Correct.
it should all be the same information and it just
Correct.
should be,
What I'm saying
it
is,
should be number of bins.
instead of
times
taking
100.
control of 1, control of 2, control of 3, that would make your sheet application twice.
No,
Just do 3 separate.
Right.
They have to remove. the
We
bin.
send you out there and you can find them.
Yeah, they remove that bin. They don't have a permit, they can't have the bin,
That's right.
right?
Correct, yeah.
We'll put a lift on your truck and we'll take them away, hold them
All
hostage. You want your bid, pay your fee.
Just tie it to some big truck and when they drag it down the road.
What else do we need to put on the application?
Well, I would put anything in there about attendance to the bin.
I'm gonna put it in.
Put it in the reg.
Keep it in the reg.
Okay, keep it a reg.
Oh, okay, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, we're good. I'm good with that now.
All right, so. Number of bins, a fee. And then it's one donation. For application, right?
Yes.
And that was it.
I think we should offer a $25 reward for anybody that turns somebody in for depositing
Who pays? that?
incorrectly.
Who pays?
That's pretty good. Bounty hunters.
They'll have them sitting outside these bins.
I know,
and
he'll make a
turning
fortune.
Everybody in, yeah. No, sorry.
gotta get it.
Conflict of interest. Can't do
Yeah,
that.
it is. Yeah.
No, we're gonna leave it up to the establishments that hire these companies
Correct,
and just
correct.
have to do it. So I think we've done years of policing it, right? So.
Correct. We have.
I got 2.
All right. Is
Okay,
that
so
all?
that's it.
So we got one more page.
Oh, did you have more questions?
Yeah, we did. Okay, so
Unless you- I thought I was real clear.
item must be removed from 2448. You know, if really the 24
Which
is,
one you on? 9.12?
yeah, I think basically,
Items must be removed within, are we still on this one?
well, here's the thing.
Within 24 to
never-
48 hours or a
You know what
penalty will be
someone's gonna say?
assessed based on
I
section
want
10.
48, not 24.
So what? Let them. That's why you have a range there. What if they don't have somebody to take it away?
Okay, so the lot should be 48. I'm freaking.
24 to 48 hours. Yeah,
Okay.
unless you want to do up to 48 hours.
Either that, make it 24 business hours.
No, that's true.
because that takes out the weekend.
It gives them longer.
No.
That was a good try, though. If I was like, yeah, that's a good, you might not.
No, I didn't say it was a
it.
good idea.
No, I was about to, so that you would, oh, yeah.
No, I'm not that slow. I may be
You're not
old,
slow
but
at
I'm
all.
so
You're
slow.
not
Let's see, up to, I don't know. Why don't we split the difference?
No, we're not. We're gonna stick with the 48 hours. Because we wanted,
They took a vote on that, Vinnie. You were
Yeah.
outvoted 2-1.
well, it was three, I thought it'd be better to have 3 business days, and you said 1, 24 hours. I
I
said
think that we have to
36.
have 48 hours. No, I'm just
Well,
in
no,
general.
I didn't mean.
Well, I'm
48,
saying
because,
is,
yeah,
okay, I guess I thought the 48 would work, because the stuff there Friday, they didn't pick it up on Sunday, and Monday they're in violation.
We did there at 7 o'clock on Monday,
I don't care, it's a violation. 12:01, it's Monday.
unless it was a holiday.
That's
Yeah.
what I mean. You gotta have some leeway.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
that's
if
when we
you
get
have
most of it.
weather problems, if you have holiday.
If it's a snowstorm
If you
and
have
it's
a
an
hurricane.
emergency, all
if you
vehicles
have
only, I have no problem with that. I'm being a nice
COVID
guy.
again, and everything shuts down. I mean, you have all kinds of circumstances where you cannot.
A bin driver doesn't have to worry about contacting people. And
Nobody was working, Vinnie. I'm just saying, it's just, there are circumstances. where it's
yeah, I don't know,
really
clothing
realistic.
stores are all up to be open. That's an essential business.
I still like 24-hour business, but that's my vote.
No. Okay,
I think
24 to
we-
48.
I think we have to allow 48 for corrective actions, because we have to do 48 on food items, even if it's,
Oh, yes, I did, yeah, correct.
I think that's a statement.
It's a reasonable amount of time. It's just like landlord tenant issues.
If they
Give them
appeal
a
it, you go to
reasonable
court and
amount
it's
of
not
time.
reasonable, you're not gonna collect the fine.
24 is like you're trying to get them to get the fine.
No, I'm
Just-
trying to make the owner go out there and clean up after he closes.
48 hours
business.
is the same thing.
Plan A will be doing, that's fine, okay.
No, it doesn't
Leave it
necessarily
24.
mean it's just gonna be Plan A. It could be the other two.
Well, yeah, because if it's a
Because once they
weekend,
get the first
he's
fine,
gotta
they're
do
gonna be placing it then.
correct.
That's why we can't be the ones calling, hey, pick up. They have to be the
Oh, no,
ones to
no, yeah,
learn.
yeah,
so.
I know, yeah, got it.
Now what happens if it's St. Brendan's? You call them?
I guess I'm going now.
You go to that church?
No.
It's a good thing.
So I won't worry.
Same place has got bins too, you know that?
Yeah, I know, you told me what that, but saying this, we told me that, I didn't know it was it, but then there was a, it was a
There's
Boy Scout thing.
lot of bins that you don't know. Salvation Army, that's the other white one.
Salvation.
Yes.
Yes,
That's another one.
It's got the,
Yeah,
so it looks like it's against the ball, it's a little different, one has the.
Yes, it's very similar.
all right, what other questions?
Okay. So let's see, and then we got our.
so
fences.
we're leaving that.
Yes,
Okay.
we are.
Yeah.
Unless you want to do up to 40 hours.
No, no, 24 to 48. whatever.
Mhm. That's it?
I think you need another Kit Kat.
So now it goes to town
I haven't
council.
finished the one. Yeah, so we'll send the correction with the corrections that we have so far. I'll finish my inventory,
Okay,
all right? And then
well,
what's
the
there?
inventory doesn't have to go to town council.
No, but I.
No,
have
we
to
need
fi-
that to finish the form.
Yeah, you
I
can't
have a
finish the
TBD
form.
in there,
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
so it'd be incomplete.
but I'll be
Now,
done, I'll be
should
done
we-
by this.
Should we maximize it? Let's say you find out it's 100 or
Well, that's-
92.
That's why we're doing it, I thought,
Okay,
doing the inventory.
Okay.
So we can't say max at 100 because I think we already have over 100.
so whatever the count is, that'll be the max.
Are we not gonna
No
add
more
new ones,
permits.
or are we gonna add,
We gotta see what we got. Let's
yeah, see what the
we got.
number is.
I can't believe how many I already,
Well, you had said 86, but
it was 84 last
84,
time,
okay.
and that was like 4 years ago. 80,
wasn't it?
yeah, it was. I remember. I put a lot of miles on that
She's
car
gonna
the
need a
other
bigger abacus.
Well, you know what this is? They're hatching. The bins. Yeah, the bins are reproducing.
day.
Could
Yeah,
you, could you do it as a percentage of the number of businesses like we do with tobacco items? So if there's 100,
Well, no,
Businesses.
tobacco, we have limited 30.
no, I'm saying, but when we were originally, or other towns
Just like business, like.
Do-
liquor.
do it as, if there's a special permit, so for instance, out of the 30 tobacco retailers, only 10% or 30% of them can have this sub permit.
Okay.
Would it be possible to do, so that way you're not wrecking your brains trying to count each one either. If there's 100 businesses and you allow 10% of the businesses to have bins, then
Yeah, but then we'd be 10.
He's just using that as an
As an
as an
example.
example,
So if we're at 100, what are we gonna regulate?
Let's see what we got first.
Okay.
Because it's hard now because we've already had all these people have already got all this in place.
Yeah, but we also have some unattended.
We also have some
Abandoned.
that aren't gonna be able to do it anymore.
Correct. We're gonna get rid of those, not count those, even though they're there, but they're going to be gone, right? I mean,
Maybe call them directly and tell them this.
like the one we can't find the owner of, that bin needs to go. I'm serious, someone goes, just cut the law,
Who do you
take,
find in those cases, Vinnie? It's on school property. You find the town?
town gets, no, send the DPW down, they get a forklift, pick it up, put it in the truck, take it to the recycling center, scrap it. Framingham Salvage will take it. The books go to paper. Goes into
And
paper.
what happens if one of these donations had happened before the last time? When the donation companies went out of business?
Yeah.
And they didn't pick up some of their bins. What happens in that case?
They're abandoned property.
Yeah, so we're
Yeah.
moving on.
Well, I mean, you get rid of the bin if you can't find the company.
So the establishment has to get rid of
You scrap
it. Is
it.
that in the right?
No, but
It's happened.
yeah, the establishment wants to get rid of the bin. It's easy, you just put free metal, you know, you go in a
Is that
week,
in there somewhere?
probably go in a day.
4 hours
No.
on my street.
Is that in there right though? Should we put that in there?
That this should be probably in the right. Yeah,
I'm just saying, it happened the last time. I had a whole bunch of
it
them
did,
that.
yeah.
Abandoned property becomes what? Figure what you want to say.
The responsibility of the owner of the property.
Correct. to
Just like it
remove the
says
bin.
throughout the whole thing. So where do we put that?
So we have to put down on where the
Maintenance?
controller is.
Maybe maintenance.
Yeah, if the controller goes out of business or
Bruce,
abandons the bin,
where should we
the
put
owner
that?
is in proper, in
I'm looking,
possession of the bin,
Right.
has
so
to get
the
rid of
town
the
should-
We're gonna give them what?
Probably maintenance. Should be
Yeah.
maintenance.
Main, or removal, what about removal?
There is no section that's removable.
Our
It says removal of donation bin,
Oh, where is that? Which one is that?
10.4.10.
Oh, I didn't go further.
Does say here, recovery cost.
Well, that's
down,
when there, it's enforced from our authority now, right?
under 10.4,
Well, isn't it neglect if the control disappears? The property owner is responsible to remove it. Just put it in there as a condition.
recovery costs under 10.4.3.
Actually, I think it's here, 10.4.2.
That's what I was gonna say,
Whenever a property
10.4.2.
owner or controller fails, neglects, or refuses to make repairs or take other corrective actions, it doesn't say abandonment. Maybe we should add that. in
Add
there.
abandonment, yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you now for?
10.4.2, when the property owner or controller fails, neglects, refuses to repair, or abandons the bin. And then, or take,
Fails, neglects, abandons.
Or abandons.
Refuses to make repairs or take other corrective.
right after neglects, put abandons, the bin.
All right, so after neglect, but before refuses,
Yeah,
I'll just put the word
Maybe it should be
abandons.
the first one.
Abandonment.
Controller abandons, fails, neglects, or refuses. How about that?
yeah.
Just somewhere in there. Bruce, I
Yeah,
guess it
abandon.
So
doesn't
controller
matter.
fails,
Let's
neglects,
put here the-
abandons, or refuses to make repairs.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's fine.
All right,
That's fine.
and I wouldn't get too crazy, I just
Yeah. just-
abandon.
Abandon,
something.
yeah,
Because it's
yeah.
happened already, so we
Yeah.
should probably have it there. All right, and then you'll, I think Robbie already scanned this and sent you the placement, the application, permit application.
Okay, good.
So that's cool. What's next?
Okay, wow.
And then if you guys look on your notice, on your thing there, we want to make a statement. On the board. Look on the left page, so you get your agenda.
Okay.
I lost my agenda, I can't find it.
Oh.
Oh, it's in the paper.
Look on your agenda, go to the second page.
Oh, it's here, it's there. I lost one. It's here somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's when we close.
Yeah.
We do have a few more things.
What we have? You gotta sign the payroll.
Good.
And we have on
Health
hold,
agent
a
updates.
new application for 150 South Main Street's on hold.
That's on hold. He forgot to bring his 1040 in.
Okay,
So I just basically told him, bring the 1040 and then we'll act on it at the next meeting.
and you have bills?
And no bills,
Payroll?
just the payroll.
No Trish tonight.
And I don't see Tricia also. She has,
When we finished up earlier, I emailed, I texted her, it says, you're good.
oh, okay, good. She's been busy with all kinds of crazy hours.
Work, right?
Work. And so, talking about donation bills,
Yeah. Probably.
because we have one more review anyway. and then
Correct.
the application, so it's not gonna be effective until January 1st, so we got time.
Got it.
I am not gonna be here for next week, which is the 16th,
Okay.
Correct.
so unless you want to do,
You want to change the meeting then? You get,
I could do another meeting
Do you
next
wanna-
week.
what's
I can do
the
week
following
after, the
Tuesday?
23rd.
8th and. 9th,
I won't be here on the 23rd.
Concom meeting, so
I'm gonna be,
I can't do next Tuesday.
you'd have to do
I can zoom in probably,
it on the 16th,
yeah,
because on the 23rd I'll be,
if we do Zoom, I can
Good
zoom in,
Newport.
I just can't be here.
Okay.
I have two items that I wanted to ask you
Okay,
before putting on the agenda, so as long as everyone should be present. I had a number of retailers, tobacco retailers, that are looking to petition to have the vapor ban removed. Because there is now new FDA guidelines on some of the products, and they've applied for the approval, but the approvals are still backed up at this point. But they are, in their words, making the products safer. So I wasn't sure if that was something that we were looking at.
As long as, did we say FDA approved vaping would be allowed?
it's in our regs,
We
It
did
is
say
in the
that.
reg.
yeah,
So,
It's just because the
but we
FDA
need
is-
the FDA approval. It can't be like, oh, it's coming.
and it could
Check
only
the
be
mail.
certain products too, it
Correct.
doesn't mean
It can
all the
only-
products.
Correct, yeah, it'll only be the FDA.
It has to be on the label, I
On the
think
label.
we said that, it has to be on the label,
Correct.
yeah.
there
So
was-
in other words, like FDA or USDA
Stamp.
approved meats, they're stamped.
Well, the way that our regulation is written, it is, it has to be FDA approved as a smoking cessation device,
Oh, okay.
as opposed to,
Got it, not just.
So they're saying FDA approved
What's
liquids?
wrong?
yes, they're just I know the jewels were the ones that went for approval. Just off the top.
I don't think
know
it'll
there are
happen.
others.
Do you think it'll make it?
They're working on it.
It's lucrative business.
Yeah, Philip Morris, no?
Money.
Is it Philip Morris?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Joe's.
that's huge.
Yeah, what I'm saying is,
Don't make it happen.
I don't know. A lot of physicians and a lot of,
Nothing
Remember,
we can
it
do. If it
taxed
becomes
the
FDA
healthcare system.
approved, I mean,
Well, because there was from the state standpoint, there's a 200% tax on papers.
2%.
200%.
200.
200%. I was gonna say 2%.
Yeah, but I'm hoping the state revenue doesn't affect Department of Public Health and say, hey, listen, it's good money. Like cannabis is. We need to let it go because, you know, it's such a good thing for people. Yeah, it's our next driving drug is what we're having now instead of driving drunk. You know, that's the last one that crashed my wall, went to court.
Do they have a way to see if they're under the influence of
They
that?
do,
when
but
they
you need a
can?
search warrant now to get blood in here.
So that's the only way to get it.
See, vapor, when you refuse a breathalyzer, it's pretty simple. You put this thing in your mouth, and you blow on
Mhm.
for so many seconds. You can say no, you lose your license immediately. The thing with, oh yeah. the
It's a
thing with-
suspension immediately, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
immediate. And it could take up to 6 months. Because you can't go back and say, okay, I'll take the test tomorrow. No, it's at the
Yeah.
time you're driving drunk. So what happens with the drugs, you have to get a search warrant for body fluids, like DNA
You
requests.
can't do the nasal swab.
No, not for that.
It's like COVID.
Yeah. No. You know, either, they probably will do your analysis, and then if it comes positive, then they'll do a blood to see how the actual level.
So are we done with the agenda so we
I don't
can?
know, is there anything else besides the big thing?
Just that, and Bruce and I kind of kicked around the idea that for next year, I wanted to amend our inspection schedule, because right now we have basically 4 surprise inspections for every food establishment, where we do 2 scheduled and 2 surprise, so that way we can have all.
That way the
documentation.
manager is there and present.
It's a good idea.
Especially,
We've had a few where the manager's not there and then he's claiming.
well,
Yeah.
especially things with grease traps or things like that, so we can have all the documentation.
So when you
Yeah.
call the schedule, you'll tell them, I want to see this, this, and this, and they'll have them for that one.
Or even if they go into permanized, they can schedule it themselves, so that it's at
Okay.
a time that works for them.
Oh, it's even better. I
Yeah.
like
That's
that
good.
idea.
That's good.
Yep.
Okay. I
We
see
do,
it's even-
we do a lot of.
Do we want a motion on that? No. we don't need a
I was gonna
motion.
say, we can put that on the next meeting.
Put it
just
in
to-
the next meeting.
Yeah, no, that just makes sense. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, it's a good idea.
How are the food inspections going, Lauren?
Yeah, everything's been,
Tobacco, when's our next coming up? Is it before the end of the year or are you finished with tobacco?
before the end of the year.
Okay.
So, I mean, I didn't notice, maybe about 3 weeks ago. You know, it's that market basket, you know, and I said, that's it. And I told the guy to do it while I shopped. I came all the way around. Took me at least 20 minutes. I killed my time looking at a few things. Come all the way back. He didn't do anything. Well, you know, maybe doesn't understand. So,
What did you do, like milk again, or was it?
no, it
eggs?
was cheese and yogurt and something else. Now, the cheese, I especially get a little crazy because if I buy a container, it's good till February. And I push it down with the plastic, so, and I refrigerate it. It's out of the refrigerator from 3 to 5 seconds while I take a certain amount, seal it, put it back in the fridge. So when I get it at the store, it's not been treated properly during that cycle, so it cannot make 2 months or a month. So I'm thinking of just taking it back and saying, I want another one, or else you haven't seen, you know, the new rule is it's immediately you throw it away. I'm not gonna, like, in this case, I think I
How do
called,
you prove that it wasn't done that way?
well, I can't, but I'm gonna say,
Well,
if
I
you
know, but
replace the
how do you do
product
that?
because it's spoiled before the expiration date, I'm not gonna complain. You are wasting my time, but, you know, okay.
But, you know.
The
there's-
only issue that we run into is on the FDA side of things, or whoever wrote the code. They're allowed 2 hours inside of the temperature danger zone before it becomes hazardous.
Well, you don't know how long.
Yeah, we don't know how.
So
long.
what I do is
They're
I
supposed to take
rearrange
10
the
months.
whole
Yeah.
area. I just go down, fling them all in, right under the things, mix them all up. I push them all away from the vents. I'm dying for someone to say, sir, what are you doing? I said, I'm helping you. I'm not even
Well,
getting
anyway,
paid
we
for
don't
this.
want to be
But
too
anyway.
crazy, but yeah.
No, but I just, now I'm stuffing under, but there was one day I called it.
Yeah.
So anyway, prior to calling him, I went to see the manager and it's this new guy.
Mhm.
So I told him, I said, where's the other guy? He said, oh, he's not here anymore. I said, well, I said, where's the dairy manager? He says, oh yeah, that's him right there. So it wasn't our friend. I said, geez, they must have transferred to another store or they left. Going like, so I said, well, I have a problem. I said, Board of Health. I said, you see all that product there? I said, I've only been in the store 20 minutes. I asked the guy to move it all, so I would not get upset. I said, now I'm at. I said, you need to get that stuff done when I tell you, or, you know,
Within a reasonable amount.
I said, no, that has to be moved immediately when I.
Isn't there a 2-hour window?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say like, when I say, we're gonna let it sit there for 2 hours, I'm not gonna stand there for 2
I'm
hours.
just saying, I mean.
So what I'm saying
it
is,
just depends on what it is.
You, I said, blocking the vent is a violation of the ASHRAE standard in the federal food code. I said, you need to move that product back so the air can circulate, keep the temperature proper. Now, again, it could be out there 2 hours, but when you temp it, what do? Start your
I
clock?
think what they're saying is it goes so
No.
quickly.
They're supposed to have a temp log, so that they are supposed to check it every 1 to 2 hours, and then.
Oh, yeah, but the
You
stuff
can
that's
tell.
outside,
This stuff that is well,
outside the zone, can't possibly.
anything that's outside the zone should have been moved when they checked it.
Right.
So if it's then outside of the zone, we have their last temp.
They don't, I don't think they know how to do that. First of all, the poor kid was real young that was doing it. He goes, oh, I didn't know that.
I think the other thing though is, don't they also have their argument is that it goes so quickly when they're there that there's no, you know,
You know,
I have seen it. It goes fast
Yeah,
over
but
there.
I'm talking
Places
like
packed.
where you have all those very expensive cheeses
Is it just for this one?
near the chicken.
Can I eat my Kit Kat?
Yeah.
So anyway, so the bottom line is, it's probably been there all day, And what I'm saying is, when I'm buying certain cheeses like the ricotta or some others, they're spoiling because they're not kept at that temperature, because they should make that time frame, since when I use it, it's out of the fridge for I'll say 5 to 10 seconds. I take what I need, seal it back down, put it right back in the fridge. Now, the mozzarella, I don't have to do that because the mozzarella is more hardy, but any other cheese that's, like yogurty, it spoils quicker if it's sensitive, exposed to temperature. So in any event, so the new manager said, well, I'll take care of it. I said, great. I said, I kept telling the other guy, next time you're gonna get fined. I said, I don't know. I said, it's probably not a good idea to call the Board of Health bluff. I said, I'll be having a food agent come down and check you out in the next few hours or day. I said, so. That's what I should do. I'll take a picture of which one, in case you can tell if it's been out there for 2 days.
All right, Vinnie, we have
Okay,
something
that's it.
important to talk about.
Okay,
Tina Griffin is gonna be all done as of tonight as our minutes clerk, and I just wanted to say thank you for everything.
yeah.
We'll miss you.
Aw, thank
You
Todd.
spoiled us rotten. Remember our birthdays and Halloween and Christmas presents.
I
I
still-
remember you guys too, but I'll still keep in touch. I'm still gonna be with the town.
Okay,
We can
yeah.
have you do the meetings in December.
So if we're feeling we're missing Tina, we just call it the DPW.
Yep.
and Say, Barbara, I don't want you, I want Tina.
You're not going over well if you say that. But you've been an excellent minutes clerk. And
Thank
we-
you.
Yeah. thank
And you got a mind like a steel trap. You remember,
There is an envelope for you on your railing outside your house, outside your door.
Really?
Yeah, we pulled
Is
it.
that when my dog was barking
I didn't hear him barking.
and I yelled at my dog?
I thought it was more stealth than that, but apparently not.
It probably wasn't because Pino's deaf, so.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't tell anyone. He's my watchdog, even though he's deaf.
Well, you're 1 in a million. Thank you very much for
Yeah.
everything. Stay in touch.
Thank you, I will.
All right, I'll take a
Motion.
motion. All
Okay, make a motion to adjourn.
right, I'll second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Good night.
good night, everybody.
Good night.
Night.
Kate tomorrow.
You're welcome.